Dear brothers and sisters in Christ, good morning, happy Tuesday. Today's Tuesday, September 7, Tuesday of the 23rd Sunday in Ordinary Time. When, let's say, a CEO of a big company wants to pick his team of people who are going to work with him, of course, the CEO tries to pick the best candidates, right? The candidates with the right skills, with best resumes, and also the CEO probably will take a look at the candidates who really be together, work together. Candidates will have a good chemistry in working together. Of course, no screening process is perfect, but definitely our modern understanding of screening candidates and getting people to work with us is to find the best, the most qualified ones. Well, even more so, right, should be with Jesus. Jesus, Son of God, when Jesus picked the people who work with him, follow him, he should have picked the best candidates, right? But instead, apparently, Jesus did, quote-unquote, a poor job in that. Because Jesus picked his 12 apostles, he didn't pick the best ones, definitely. As we read in today's gospel is Luke's account of the calling of the 12 apostles. We know the names of the 12 apostles, and if we look at 12 of them, they were not the best. First of all, one of them was a traitor. Judas Iscariot betrayed Jesus. Who would pick someone who would likely betray you? No one, right? But then also the head of apostles, Simon Peter, was not perfect at all. As we know, Peter denied Jesus 3 times when Jesus most needed him. When Jesus had been arrested, Peter denied his friend, his teacher, 3 times. And Peter was stubborn and he had a fiery personality. Was not the best leader as we consider it. But also the other apostles were far from perfect. Matthew was a tax collector. Other apostles probably didn't like him at first. Thomas, as we know, Thomas had a nickname of Doubting Thomas. Kind of was skeptical about Jesus' resurrection. And so forth. The other apostles were also not perfect at all. So as I was saying, apparently Jesus did a poor job in choosing the team of people who would work with him more closely. But it's not the case. Because Jesus, in choosing apostles, didn't apply the same metrics that we use today, of choosing the best of the best, the most qualified people. Jesus chose people like us, no better nor worse than us. Because the point of being with Jesus is not to be the best, the most qualified, the most coherent one, the one who doesn't make mistakes. Jesus calls each one of us to follow him, and he calls us as we are. He doesn't want us to be perfect. He doesn't want us to be different from who we are. And so as Jesus called the 12 apostles to follow him, 12 men, like everyone else, and he made of those 12 limited men the pillars of his church. All of them, except for John, except Judas Iscariot, we know he ended up killing himself. But except for John, who died in his old age, all the rest of apostles, the 10 apostles, died as martyrs. And the apostles after Jesus' resurrection, they went throughout the Roman Empire to preach the good news of the gospel. So Jesus made of those 12 men, limited and sinners as they were, made of those 12 men great leaders for his church. Not perfect leaders, but great leaders who devoted their whole lives to Jesus and to the preaching of the gospel. Like Jesus, in the same way in which he called apostles, he also has called us. He's called us to follow him. Not because we were perfect, but probably because we need Jesus more than anyone else. And Jesus wants to use us to reach out to other people. He has called us to spread the good news, to preach the gospel, and to bring other people closer to him. Take care and God bless.